Unit 7, Day 2 video notes. Slope-intercept form of a linear equation. Your assignment has a couple of assignments for today, buying a car assignment and cell phone assignment. Both of these are much easier if you use Excel. I've created a video to show you how to use Excel to make these assignments easier. Make sure you watch the video and take advantage of it. Oh, I should probably mention you're also allowed to use a calculator as well as Excel. You'll find that Excel is the easier option of the two. Okay, slope-intercept form of the equation. First thing, in order for an equation to be in slope-intercept form, it must be solved for y. Fix that. Okay. You must have a y right here on the left of the equation. It must be by itself, no coefficient other than 1. And then your x term comes first before your 1's. Now, where is my slope? Well, it's this coefficient of x, including the sign. So this is my slope. And as you do the cell phone and the buying a car assignments, you'll see what the slope accomplishes, how it determines how steep the line is. And then right here, this one is my y-intercept. Yes, not being real cooperative. Let's try this again. Oops. My y going too fast. Sometimes if I go too fast, this board doesn't like me. Hopefully you can read my writing. I know that is not the neatest, but this 6 here is the y-intercept again, including any sign, and this -1/2, that's my slope. Okay, and the key again, the equation must be solved for y. Now let's go ahead and use this. Parallel and perpendicular. Something very important about this assignment. You're not following the directions in the book for this particular assignment. As indicated on the assignment sheet, you are to give the slope of the line parallel to and the line perpendicular to the given equation. So let's take a look at this. Again, the slope of my line is located right here if the equation's in slope-intercept form. And this one's solved for y, so we're set. It's solved for y. Okay. So, if it's parallel, it has the same slope, so my slope would be -1/2. Pretty easy. Perpendicular is a little harder, but not too bad. Where parallel is the same slope, perpendicular is the negative inverse slope. What does that mean? Well, negative means we change the sign, and inverse, that means reciprocal. Let's see if I can spell this right. And I almost didn't run out of board. There we go, reciprocal. And let's take my I and make it look more like an I. So it means reciprocal. So what are we going to do here? Well, let's take a look. Well, this one's negative. We want the negative, so we're going to change it to positive. And then the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over 1, which we can write more simply just as 2. So the slope of the line that's perpendicular is 2. The slope of the line that's parallel is negative 1/2. Now, determining the equation of a line, and they gave us the slope. So we know our slope, negative 3 over 4, and then they gave us a point that it passes through, not the y-intercept. So we need to calculate our y-intercept. This really is very easy. The y-intercept form of an equation, y equals, and let's see, I know my slope, so let's put it in negative 3 over 4 x plus, and what I don't have is my slope, or my y-intercept, the b. So what I need to do, and let me extend that, but bring this so we can see the point. I need to substitute the x and y values of this point in for x and y and solve for my slope. So I'm going to substitute now. Negative 3 equals negative 3 over 4, and then for x I've got 8 plus b. Okay, so now I just need to solve this. Okay, so I'll just bring down my negative 3 for the moment, equals negative, okay, I'm going to take care of dividing first. So I'll have this 3 left, and when I divide the 8 by the 4, I will get 2. And then plus b. Well, let's see here. Negative 3 equals, that's now going to be negative 6 plus b. So now I need to add 6 to both sides of the equal sign, which will leave me with a positive 3 equals b. So my y-intercept is this 3. So let me go up and put in my y-intercept of 3. And now we can write the equation of this line. We've got y equals, put in the slope, negative 3 over 4 x plus, and my y-intercept is 3. Okay, now they're not giving us a slope either, they're just giving us 2 points. So we're going to need to calculate the slope and then calculate the y-intercept. So first we're going to calculate the slope. So I have negative, oops, I'm trying to make a mistake here, so let's do it right. So I've got 0 minus negative 3. Those are my y's, my change in y, over now my change in x, negative 2 minus 2. When I do this, I now have the, let's see here, this minus and negative, those cancel out. I've got 3 over negative 4. So my slope is now negative 3 over 4. Okay, now I need a y-intercept and I need to calculate that. So I've got y equals negative 3 over 4 x plus b. I need to plug in for my x and y and solve for b. So I can pick either one of these points. It really doesn't matter which. I think I'm going to pick the first one. So my y value is 0, negative 3 over 4, and for x I've got a negative 2 plus b. Okay. So now I go ahead and solve. So I'm going to take care of my division first, even though it's going to give me a fraction. So now I'm going to have 0 equals negative 3 times negative 1/2 plus b. Okay? The negatives are going to cancel. It's going to be positive. I'm going to end up with 0 equals 3 over 2 plus b. And I'll go ahead and subtract this from both sides. Let me fix that. Subtract 3 over 2 from both sides of the equal sign. And when I do that, I will get negative 3 over 2 equals b. And I can leave that as an improper fraction, or sometimes I'm going to want to mix numerals. So I'm going to give you both of them here. It depends on the context which is going to be the better choice. So now, and usually as a y-intercept, we're going to want the mixed numeral because that would be easier to graph. So let's go ahead, that's going to be, and I'll go ahead and show you the full process. I know it's going to be negative, so I've put that in already. And then I've got 3 divided by 2, the top of the fraction divided by the bottom of the fraction. When I do that, 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 3. I'll subtract the 2, and that'll give me a 1 here. Now, in elementary school, you would have written it as 1 remainder 1, right? What that really is 1 remainder, this 1 is still divided by 2. It's 1 remainder 1/2, or it was negative again, negative 1 and 1/2. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and use the negative 1 and 1/2 here in my equation and write the equation. So now I have, you know what, negative 3/4. So I'm just going to write the equation down at the bottom. So I have y equals negative 3/4. That's my y-intercept. X minus 1 and 1/2. Although you could put minus 3 over 2, and that would work as well. And I didn't put it in, so let me go back and put my y-intercept in here, and it was negative 1 and 1/2. Again, this is the slope-intercept form of my equation. I could have also written it as y equals negative 3/4 x minus 3 over 2. Either form is acceptable. If you're going to graph it, you want this form. If you're not going to be graphing it, this might be the easier form to work with. But it depends exactly what you're doing. Either way works.